Part 2 on the alcohol-free beer review. Today we're going to be reviewing this beer. This is from Beavertown. It's called Lazer Crush. It's alcohol-free. It's an IPA and it comes in at 0.3%. But what's it going to taste like? Let's check out the review to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're doing another review, part of the alcohol-free beer series. Don't worry, we're not doing that many, we're just doing a few. This is another beer that I picked up from the supermarket. Beavertown. Now, a lot of people probably would have heard Beavertown, certainly if they shop in Sainsbury's, because Beavertown is like pretty popular. A lot of people say Beavertown's not properly craft beer because it's owned by, I think it's owned by Heineken. But I do like their can artwork. It's quite snazzy, the can artwork. Now, this one is 0.3%. So the last one we did was 0.5. So, I mean, when you're talking 0.3 and 0.5, they still will class as alcohol-free. But the interesting thing of this one is 86 calories a can, whereas the last one was only 36. So I'm hoping that it's a few more calories, so is there a bit more flavour to it? I mean, at 0.3%, who knows? Again, it doesn't really tell us much about what's in it in terms of the hops. All we know, it's an IPA. The last one was an American Pale Ale, so this is an Indian Pale Ale. So let's get this beer out of the can and into a glass. Obviously, the last one wasn't bad. You know, once I finished it, I thought, well, it's very nothingy, but it does sort of give that illusion that you are drinking beer, which, you know, is the... You know, sometimes it's better than drinking water, just about, you know, but let's see what this one's like. So, beer in a glass, bit different in terms of its colour, very, very light and lemony. The last one was clear, but it had a much more orangey sort of feel. It looks even lighter, really, than the last one, but it does look more like an IPA, really, I suppose. We've got a decent sort of head, 2 fingers of head, and as you say, it's lemony light, but, you know, it's got a slight haze to it, a bit more to it. I expect a bit more body. Let's see what the aromas are like. Yeah, I mean, even the last one there was a little bit of aroma in there, but this one, you've got a slight little tiny incy wincy bit of sort of grapefruit aroma I'm getting from this. Yeah, it's starting to come out a little bit more. Not bad. It's just a very slight hint of grapefruit in there. So I'm thinking this one's going to be a bit different in taste. Let's see what it's like. Cheers, everyone. Now, to me, that is a lot better. It tastes like a beer. It's got a nice, you know, the carbonation is fairly low, and it's got quite a soft mouthfeel, actually, which I'm quite surprised at. It's got a nice sort of lemony citrus. I think lemony seems to be the sort of key flavour of alcohol-free, but it's the body that's just a little bit. It's just got a little bit more to it, you know, a little bit more flavour. Maybe because we're talking of double the amount of calories, even though less of the alcohol. But this is a really pleasant beer. Yeah, slight lemony sort of flavour, with a little hint of grapefruit there on the back end. That's about it for the flavour. But what's incredible is that the mouthfeel is really good. You know, sometimes they can be a bit overly fizzy, but this is really, really good, actually, in terms of its mouthfeel. And I could sink a lot of these. Now, well, I could probably sink 100 of them, you know, and not even feel the effects. I'm a little concerned at 80-odd calories. We're getting into that point now where, you know, you can have a chocolate biscuit instead. But, you know, this is what I compare stuff with. But it's probably at least half the amount of calories in a full fat beer. You know, if you're having an IPA at 5.5%, for example, you're looking at 150 odd calories or more. So we've got half the amount of calories, but it is alcohol free, and it's actually got less alcohol than the last one. So for that, you can drink loads of them. So if you want to drink a nice, reasonably pleasant beer, but you don't want to drink alcohol, so maybe you're doing dry January, this is perfect. If you're not too worried about the calories, really good flavour with this one. Surprise, Beavertown, you know, I don't really hate them because I know there's some real haters out there for Beavertown because of this craft thing, and they're not really a craft. But they do quite a lot of beers, and I know a lot of people that that aren't craft beer snobs that go, yeah, I love Beavertown. I have their neck oil and stuff like that, which is quite popular. So this one, Lazer Crush, it's fairly new. It was. Again, I think around about 160 or something in Sainsbury's is where I found this one. I don't know whether it can be available in other supermarkets, but in terms of the alcohol-free one, it's winning. It's winning on the last one. It's definitely got more flavour, a little bit more to it, and a nice mouthfeel. Not bad at all. I would give this a recommended. As I say, we're not doing scores on this because I think it's difficult to compare the scores of these sort of beers against the normal sort of full fat proper alcohol beers, as it were. These are cheap. These are something that you may drink in January, or they may drink if you want to go, if you're driving, or you fancy no alcohol. But this is not bad. I'd recommend it. If you want to go off, try this one. It's pretty good actually. So that's Lazer Crush by Beavertown. This is the beer in the glass. Yes, it's lemony, it's light, but that head is not bad. It's still there. Good, recommended. Probably the best so far of alcohol-free beer that I've tasted. Not bad at all. So I hope you enjoyed that. Drink loads of these and you can keep on rocking all night long. So until the next one, see you later.